All right, one topic that I've been researching but haven't had a chance to play with until today is the cursor rules. And what these rules are is you can set up basically information about your coding style, what technologies you want to use, etc. The cursor just always implements or implements on this one specific project. So I wrote a few blog posts on it, watched a few videos on it. And I've kind of developed my own. It's Matthew Berman did a video on it, and some of these are basically just taken from him, but then I kind of modified a few of them, added in one or two of my own, etc. So if we go to cursor here, and we go to preferences and cursor settings. Under cursor settings, you'll see here rules, and we can have user rules, which it will work every time. It'll incorporate every time we're using cursor, and then project rules, which are specific for per project. Right now, I just have all of mine as user rules, and let's take a look at what I ended up going with here. So, always prefer simple solutions, right? That is absolutely, I think, a good general rule of thumb. Always careful to make changes that are requested, right? I think we've all had this, like you have some working code, then you ask it to add on some functionality, now your code no longer works, so keep it simple. Let's try to keep the files small, right? If a file starts getting out of control, let's try to refactor the code and have it in smaller bite-sized chunks so it's easier to understand, more maintainable. Never add stubbing or fake data patterns. This is sometimes too, especially as files start to get a little larger, it'll be like, oh yeah, you're having this one issue with the code, cool, so let me fix that one issue, but then instead of putting in real information elsewhere, it'll just be like, yeah, the rest of the logic goes here, which obviously isn't going to run, right? So let's avoid doing that. Keep the code base very clean and well organized, make the code well commented to explain the functionality. That's something I haven't seen much of, but it's super, super important to me personally. When fixing an issue or bug, be really, really careful about basically blowing everything up, right? Don't try to reinvent the wheel here. Sometimes it'll try to get super fancy, and it's like, no, it's working now. Just make a slight modification. Basically, what's the smallest thing we can do to this, right? If we need to blow it up, blow it up. And if we do blow it up, let's go back and clean up the old stuff so we don't have duplicate knowledge, logic, and you end up with a part of the program that isn't used, and then you're analyzing the code, and you think that's where things happen, and it's just not. So avoid making major changes or patterns after it's demonstrated to work, right? Only do that if I'm implicitly asking you. And also, right, think about what other methods, areas of code might this affect. So I'm sure this will be a work in progress. I'll end up kind of modifying these two, but I just wanted to show where they were, what they were, and give you an idea of a couple ones that I use. I'm recording this video on March 7th, and I'll post it live to YouTube. It'll be with a blog post that I believe will get posted on March 11th. And so if you want like a version of this, you can just copy and paste. We can put it there. So that said, this is kind of the cursor rules. I said last night I was doing a late night, for me at least, a late night kind of coding session in a 3.7 cursor thinking, and man, it was fantastic. It really, really, truly was. I was super impressed. So hope you're enjoying this, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks.